long time, really, but Panties Boys actually has been running a bit of secondary engineer support. I know Just V has been playing it a bit, so to see engineer on them is not maybe the most surprising thing, but again, the combo heroes we actually haven't seen in a long, long time, so definitely going old school here with that combo, but War Beast, already a hero that's going to get shrunken head anyways, and you got to think that's, of course, going to do great against that here, so you gotta have a game plan if you're going to give up War Beast, like you said, especially to Evil Corporation here. Pyromancer, their second pick, by the way, which I do find also a little interesting. That seems like an early Pyro pick here for them, but wanting a support taken care of, I guess.
Yeah, it's very early, especially against... I mean, that's kind of a really vulnerable hero, and you already saw the Engineer Magnus combo.
Yeah.
So I wonder what the plan there was, but probably going to be the Pyro Pebbles lane mid, or even short lane. So yeah, definitely a strong combo there themselves.
You would figure they're probably, if the Legion side, I guess there's no absolute answers. I mean, I was going to say a Flux NG middle perhaps, but they could easily go Magnus NG middle with Flux. I don't know where Flux would end up then. So yeah, I mean, but it's still nothing is certain yet as far as the matchups here. But I'm sure, yeah, they were thinking about what those were possibly going to be, and they do decide on Pebbles in the end here. So we'll see how that works out for them. Midas, Swiftblade, Pharaoh, and Tempest so far. The next bands, one more on either side. Then we're going to be good to go. Real quickly as well, actually, I gotta actually create that graphic still. But, oh wow, Wild Soul coming out for Panties Boys. All right, that's a little different. More response. Wow. All right. They had a game plan. Yeah, that is definitely a certain now.
Mm-hmm.
The final pick, Balfagor, and a snap. All right, well, let's talk about that first. I mean, holy crap. What? This is going to be a lot of push. And look at the Master of Arms to finish it as in, like, okay, we'll get some good counter push. What do you think?
I'm actually not too surprised, as we played against both teams, and I've been following scrims and so on. And Imbaboy has been picking up on the clanks a bit, so that's not surprising to me at all. And Sleb actually has been running Belfagor quite a bit lately. I don't know how the Wild Soul, besides the pushing, really fits into that lineup. Probably going to be more of the heavy forming, split pushing Wild Soul, but yeah, definitely going to be interesting to see how they lane this.
Yeah.
Probably going to be like a Suicide Belfagor, I'd imagine.
Huh. Well, Just V is playing the Wild Soul, so yeah, he's usually their secondary support, so I guess in this case the jungle is where he's probably going to end up here. Talking about there, so, but yeah, Zlapton, Suicide Balfagor? Huh.
No, it's the Suicide Magnus. He actually went boots.
Okay, that makes sense. Suicide Magnus, oh yeah, being played with Fidel, yeah. With who's playing what with this team and how they've been playing lately, yeah, so probably more the short lane Balfagor, and that's going to be fun. I love the skin, too. The Baker skin. It's hilarious. Definitely in for a treat right here, you could say, as far as this goes. So,
are they going to kill Boo Boo?
Boo Boo's going to die, yeah. Now that's going to be a 30-second cooldown for Wild Soul, so I guess not a huge deal, but will prevent maybe a pull here.
It's still 100 gold for whoever picked it up there. I think it was Pebbles.
Oh, true. Down there. Oh, man, and they're going to catch Pyromancer, though, in the meantime. How did they manage to catch up to him? I guess the boots on Magnus doing a lot of the work right there. And Zlapt finishing him off with that Regurgitate, so. All right. I think Legion team maybe likes that exchange a little better.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely in their favor. And honestly, if it's a War Beast bottom and he seems to be pulling the lane, that's going to hurt them a lot. I mean, they're going to get the tower within, I'd say, below 5 minutes if he's actually constantly pulling.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Balfagor going to do the pull himself into the jungle. And he's going to farm the jungle camp with it, so trying to counter it right there. At least. That means Wild Soul not going to have as much jungle to work with, but still, he ideally should be able to manage here. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on that that tower down here and see how it continues to stand. The constant pulling as you're talking about. Middle matchup, though, this should definitely be a really interesting one. You got Flux NG versus a Master of Arms Pyromancer. 2v2 mid is not something we see a whole lot of nowadays. Definitely a little more previous season style, but happening here. And technically, it is range versus range. I say technically because obviously Flux a little bit shorter range initially, but still brings that. What do you think of this matchup here? Do you have an expected victor or what?
I think Legion is favored. If they execute this properly and don't, you know, pull and then miss the keg or anything like that, they should be able to win this lane. I mean, Flux obviously has a lot of base damage and can easily farm this lane for free. And once they catch the Pyro or even the Master, I think they're gonna die. It's just a lot of burst damage to have.
Yeah. I'll see some rotations going on, more so rune control from Tankafet. He's going to get the refreshment. Top lane, though, haste rune on Engineer. We'll see if he looks to make a move with this. Now, there is a ward of sight right here. And actually, he's going to kind of sit right next to it even, but pretty obvious that he's going to try something here. Hellborne team going to be able to react to it, of course. Magnus will roam over. He's going to find Nier doing the creep pull. You do see NG running over, but again, he was spotted doing this, so I don't think Nier's going to position himself to let them try to set up a kill. And in the end, he'll fall back to the middle lane. So spending a bit of time there trying to make something happen. Unfortunately, comes up short, though. Belphegor. Not something we see often. Right here, by the way, he's going to... Wow, he puts a lot of pressure on Warwish to the point he's going to make him TP. I mean, he wasn't really killing him necessarily at that time. He TP's right to this tower, though. Then he just continues to farm. That's an interesting choice there from Zane. But I guess he felt like he could have very likely been trapped right there. Oh, middle lane in the meantime. Panny goes down on the NG, so... Master Pyro coming through. I don't know if you caught that or not.
No, but I'm guessing he must have been out of position there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And bottom lane, yeah. Yeah, he decided to TP because he had no regen left.
Okay.
So, didn't really want to spend all the gold on getting extra regen because he would take a lot of damage there.
Yeah, and Belphegor definitely can be a little scary in terms of the minions and trapping you in, so... And they do not underestimate those minions, man. They do some good damage to you, so... felt it was best to just play the safe way, as you pointed out. But yeah, so going back to Belphegor, he is maxing out the minions here, by the way. He has level 3 of the corpse conversion now. Gonna spawn them here. What do we think, what kind of build are you expecting to see on Belphegor? I assume it's kind of the team pusher build almost, but well, what first item even would you expect to see on him here?
I think first item is going to be Plated Greaves, and then into an Abyssal. It's just generally great with the heroes they have, and yeah, especially with Wild Soul, just really good synergy and pushing towers. So yeah, that's probably what he's going to aim for in the start.
Okay.
And since he is level 5 now, he's probably going to try to push that tower already, since that's kind of the timing where you start pressuring.
Yeah, the level 3 minions. God, look at this. I mean, Warbeast is not a good counter pusher either, so this is going to be a pretty easy tower kill here, it looks like, for Belphegor. With the next creep wave, possibly. Unless, do you think the Hellborne team should maybe try to rotate, like, Pyromancer up here before this next push happens, or is it just a lost cause? Like, don't even try.
Nah, they have to live with it. I mean, that's the kind of lineup the Legion side has. They will get those early towers. There's pretty much nothing you can do about it if you're a Hellborne team right now. I mean, they don't have any levels. They're running a dual support lineup, and they can't really rotate right now. for the
Middle
tier
lane.
2 tower. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, there's definitely some action picking up right here. More in the background, cutting off Engineer. Is it going to be enough for the chase on a Flux? It would not look like it. In fact, Master of Arms in trouble, and Master ends up dying to Macera on the Flux right there. Pyromancer and Moira could not do enough. Meanwhile, bottom lane, what was that about? He gets the tower kill, and he also flanks to take out Warbeast as the hero. Holy crap, the sequence of events right there are huge for this Legion team. How did he manage that, man?
He just got level 6 and then pretty much ran him down. So yeah, that was well executed by Snap.
Yeah.
And mid lane as well. Nice rotation from Fibelli.
I guess Warbeast is not level 6 yet either, so that's more explanation as to why wasn't able to get away right there. The slows of the minions, not only good damage, but yeah, the slows are something you also constantly have to deal with against this Palfagor. So again, not a traditional hero, but he is a very niche hero where if you want to push towers, he's arguably one of the best at it. So clearly that's the game plan here for Panties Boys. And so far, it's off to a pretty good start. The Plate of Greaves, you're right on that. There we go. He will finish them right there. Does seem like a good item. Yeah, something you can't forget either is, by the way, there's a Wild Soul in this game, and he's 385 gold per minute. So that's pretty good. He's been having a great time.
He just picked up the Ghost Marchers as well on Bobo, so I would really like to see him go to bottom and secure the tower. As this is what I mean as well. The Hellborne side is rotating their materials over now because they can't let the tier 2 fall like that.
Yeah, Balfagor again. He's pretty tanky though. That Hell on New Earth, it will do some good damage as well if you're not careful. Meanwhile, Pyromancer, he gets stunned. There's the Hell on New Earth, and down goes Pyro. As the pullback in from Flux, they're trying to use that combo potential. Master of Arms trying to run away still. The minions, they're slowing him down just soon enough damage. In comes the Demonic Pathogen. Is it going to be enough for the kill? It's not. He will heal up in time, but they do catch Moira and take her out. The tower is going to fall as well. It's just a matter of who's going to last hit it right here. So taking the next creep wave, and then they're going to push it in. So yeah, they do come to defend, but the Legion side also had some support nearby in NG and Magnus, and that proved to be the difference maker there in terms of winning the fight. So, well played once again from Panties Boys.
That's what happens when if you rotate with underleveled heroes on a Belfagor. You can't do that. He's just gonna the minions and the ulti. He's just gonna deal so much damage. And at this point, he's 3 levels above both Pyro and Master. So yeah. So I believe if Wildflower was there, they would have gotten a head trick or a quad kill out of them.
Yeah.
So kind of unfortunate that he didn't move there earlier.
Well, he is going to join them in the middle lane, though, over 400 gold per minute, and this tower, it just goes down so quickly. Wow, I mean, this is where the push is really going to start going now. And if you're Evil Corporation, what can you do? I mean, you just kind of have to, I guess, send Master of Arms so that Nagu is only level 5 currently, but they want a Portal Key on Pebbles, right? I mean, that needs to be priority here. And he's trying that here. Top,
it's not going to do too much, though. Like, it's not going to have the impact they were originally looking for when they drafted the Pebbles.
Yeah. That's true. So, getting a Portal Key on him won't even be the answer necessarily, as you're saying. What is the answer here for the Hellborne team? Like, I guess split pushing they're kind of doing right now. A little bit, but is that it?
They need to get as many teamfight items as they can before the Legion team goes into the base. And that they can only accomplish by forming the whole map, forming the split pushing, and not dying like Zane did right there.
That helps too. That was well played though between the 3 heroes right there, we'll say that. Just simply caught him and chain the CC. So yeah, not dying is one of those steps, and unfortunately Zane doesn't follow that step right there, so getting taken out. Man, it's not often you see a Pebble is just snowball farming like this, and now 450 gold per minute in 9.5 minutes, and you're not really excited for that team, and that's kind of the case here. I mean, the fact that he's farming so well is not really a huge threat necessarily for Panties Boys. They're doing just fine themselves, as Flux has even kind of joined the ranks of farming very well, over 400 gold per minute. He's going Astrolabe, it looks like, by the way, which of course will be good here. What do you think Wild Soul's going to get? You mentioned the Ghost Marchers on the Boo Boo, and now he has the Steam Boots on himself. Is it going to be that Helm build, you think, or what?
I don't think so. I think he's going to go for more of the carry build. I'm expecting either Geos or Frostwolf here, to be honest. Okay. No, actually, he's going to go for Assaults. They just want to push and then eventually get Conger as well before they break their base, and then, yeah,
that makes sense.
Maybe even a Shrunken Head then after the Assaults.
Master of Arms, he throws down the goo and he gets the hell on out of there. So it does a little bit of counter push, but yeah, he will not stick around, as for good reason. I mean, just look at how fast these towers drop once again. It's really, as soon as it starts the first couple of auto attacks, probably around 10 seconds later, if that, it's dead. It's just so quick. And it's just going to get bigger and better as this game goes on, too. So there's the Astrolabe. In fact, you do got Abyssal Skull now in War Beast. So he's trying to enhance his farm. The Portal Key on Pebbles, continuing to split push, though. Again, they can't really just take a fight just because he has a Portal Key now. Obviously, it's not nearly enough at this point. So this is going to be all 6 outer tower kills at 11.5 minutes even. That's ridiculous. But that's what Valfagor does, I guess.
I mean, to be honest, they only have 2 pushing heroes, so that's quite impressive.
Yeah. That's true, yeah. I guess, I mean, but again, that's Balfagor just himself is so good at pushing towers, and then you throw a Wild Soul on top of that. I mean, really, these are 2 of, like, the best pushing heroes at the same time. So, yeah, it is only 2, but, I mean, what, you maybe got, like, Defiler up there, too, but these are up there the list. Yeah, Deadlift, I guess, yeah. Too, but. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, that's just Moira. Using the illusion. God, he's going to have a barrier idol in the near future. Balfagor already with the Shaman's Headdress now, too. I will say the levels aren't necessarily skyrocketing, and that's what usually happens with a push team. Because they're always grouped up, obviously, so sharing the experience. But is this already going to be tower push? You see it right there. Pebbles just did this Portal Key combination, and it didn't even tickle Balfagor. He's like, wait, did you try something? Oh, okay. God, tower's going to fall. Meanwhile, bottom tower push, so I guess Warbeast is accomplishing something right here, but here we go with the initiation now. Wild Soul, he drops a little low, but not low enough. The hell on New Earth, the energy field goes off, and down goes a couple. There's an immediate buyback, it looks like. Yeah, that was on Immaboy as he comes back into the fight. The Boo Boo does fall, so Wild Soul is losing out on a bit, but Balfagor's still in the front like, you know what, I'm still fine. And that's because of just how damn tanky he is. Now he's sitting on the goose, taking some decent damage, but the sustained damage is just not enough right now for this Hellborne team. In fact, Immoboy gets caught, and he'll die again, and he's going to stay dead this time. It is only for 27 seconds more. Pebbles, oof, he chooses not to follow. So at least they saved the racks in the end, but we're already pressuring the racks at 13 minutes into the game. Warbeast did do some good damage at the bottom lane, though, so I guess Evo Corporation got something out of that in the end. Is it going to be enough, though?
Kind of questionable. I mean, I think it was way too early for the Legion team to push base. On the other side, though, Evil Corporation missed many spells there. Like, that can't really happen if you split push, if you counter push. You can't miss those spells. And as we saw, then Slap uses his ulti, NG ulti goes down, and you're going to get countered because you don't have your spells up. So, yeah, very questionable, and already 1 buyback used on Master. So, and he might, no, they don't have any catch potential right now.
Yeah, they see him, but that's the one weakness. Well, they got Magnus. If he happens to be nearby, yeah, he will have the Portal Key, but other than that, don't have a huge amount of initiation just yet, but yeah, that's right, too. It's kind of just hit me now, because it wasn't this last patch, but in a more recent patch, as Warbeast and Flux going at it, I think it's just a little pressure. He's weak. He's softening him up, though, because Magnus is coming down here. And you see Warbeast. He doesn't have ultimate for 3 more seconds. He actually may fall. Going to get it off in time. He's going to go for the TP. It's not going to happen either. So Zane goes down yet again. Kind of split push. Top lane, Warbeast finds Pyromancer, but Pyromancer TP's out, going to be fine. Balfagor, again, he gets caught, but look at this. Periodal popped. There's the energy field. Regurgitate coming out. And he's looking for turn kills now. Pebbles, he kills the energy field. But now he's in a bad spot himself. He's doing some damage to Engineer. Kegstun hits. Balfagor running over. There's the Hell on New Earth to assist with damage, and down goes Pebbles. So that was a very weak Hell on New Earth, but still enough. And that kind of gets to what I was about to bring up, how he did get an ulti buff in a recent patch here. Where I think one of the bigger changes was now the volatile minions now spawn no matter how many charges you have, I believe is what it was. So, yeah, it's just better than it was before, essentially. So that's something else to keep in mind, basically.
It was actually 94 charges.
Oh, was it that much? Okay, I thought it was a lot weaker. Well, he gets bursted, by the way, so all of a sudden, there's a chance here for Evo Corporation. We're going to take out Magnus as well, as the Arcane Vortex coming to stall, but now Warbeast, or Wild Soul, excuse me, in the midst of the fight, he takes out Pebbles, and he's going for more. The lifesteal's kicking in. Is it going to be enough? It's not, actually. And a Wild Soul will fall. Balfagor bought back, by the way, to push top still, but Evo Corporation, they're holding at least.
I believe that comes back to kind of timing. I mean, I still think it's too early for them to pressure the base.
Is there an item that they're maybe waiting for? You think that they should, or?
I don't know, but I feel like the Helm pickup on Wild Soul definitely doesn't benefit them either. So he did decide to get it, and they have an insane Conger team. Why not just, get more experience, like a higher experience lead, and then kind of slow push it. You don't need to go full YOLO on the base at this point.
Yeah, and the more you kind of give up kills like that, the more you're obviously letting the other team just slowly get back into this game and maybe be enough in the end. So, yeah, you got to be really careful on that decision making, especially when you're kind of that all-in push strategy idea here on this Legion side. And I say all-in, somewhat lightly because, yes, they do have a Wild Soul who, of course, can skill very well in the late game, but it does depend how you build it, to be fair, too. And, as you're talking about, the Helm of the Black Legion build is more of a I'm ready to fight now rather than I'm going to enhance my farm for the late game experience. But they're going to try again. They're once again up here. So it goes back to... I think it's safe to say you would like to see them maybe try a Kongor instead or do something else, but they want these racks.
Yeah, what's also kind of standing out to me is that Penny doesn't bring any ref wards. I mean, they're trying to push the base, and Hellborne team just has full vision on them.
Yeah.
And they know that that Warbeast is scouting with the Wolves, but they don't have any counter wards to actually...
That wasn't the greatest combo, honestly. It only got Moira in the midst of it, and she even got her Arcane Vortex off. Now here comes a response from Pebbles. Balfagor, the Hell on New Earth, though, in the background. He's holding his ground. He's going to stay alive for the time being, and he will survive. In the end, Moira buys back. Pebbles buys back. They're using everything right here. They lost the melee racks, though. More kills happening. Wild Soul may get picked off in the end. It looks like he will to end it off finally, but, I got to say that... That time, Panties Boys definitely came out on top. Despite a pretty bad initiation on their part, it still worked out for them right there. So, God, look at the buybacks. There's nothing on Pebbles and Moira now. One on Master of Farms and Warbeast.
Yeah, that was... Yeah, that was a bit questionable by the Hellborne team once again. Their targeting was kind of off there. They immediately went for the Flux, and then... Pebbles kind of jumped in the background, and then they went for Balfagor, and that's kind of... You can't really do that. You can't give him those charges, and then decide to kill him. You pretty much used your burst spells already.
Yeah. Not a hero that you can focus, for sure.
Yeah. I hope Legion team goes for Conger now. I really think they should. They got the top pushing in now. There's no way Hellborne can fight a Conger right now.
Yeah.
So...
Warm up around it first, and they got it worse out here in the middle. There we go. Panty puts one at the bottom lane area now up in the cliff here, so it looks like they might be setting up for that, and sure enough, here they go. Just V, you look at the helm, and he is going the Soul's Bulwark now at least, but not having that when you're pushing into a Rax does seem a little curious, especially that early on in the game, but he will have it for a next push now, which is the good news, of course, for this Legion side. Bottom lane, Warbeast and Magnus kind of going at it here. Magnus keeping him occupied. The rest are running over, but Magma's going to go away. Engineer, they catch him barely with the energy field. They pull him back in with Flux. And, well, that was Pebbles. What am I saying? Pebbles is the one that's caught. He jumped in at the same time, really, and that ended up backfiring for him. So, got to think about that for a second. And Pebbles is the one that dies in the end. Now, he's staying dead, by the way. They probably know that he doesn't have buybacks.
Yeah, they definitely know. And
okay.
That was cute.
that tickled. Yeah, this. I think that's almost Evil Corporation suggesting that this is probably over, because without Pebbles here, I mean, Warbeast, I guess, is back during the bottom tower, so there is a little something there. Man, he gets the tower at the base. Pyromancer, he's going to be finally caught this time, though. Magnus and Iceland Sun hits Master as well. So down goes Tank. If that Master of Arms falls back, they get the tower kill. Can Warbeast get the racks? At least TP coming in. He's so low on life. Here comes Wild Soul trying to catch up to him and take him out. They get the tower kill bottom lane, but now Macera's up, and they will run away. Pops the barrier out. Of course, like, okay, bring him at him now. He's got a level 1 puzzle box as well, by the way. Look at that. Pebbles gets caught and eventually killed. It's just so much sustained damage so quickly. He ends up falling. Warbeast did eventually get away. The fight is still happening, though. Flux eventually is going to fall, as he stuck around a little too long there in the end. And I believe now they're going to push them out, maybe, because here's Wild Soul and Magnus all of a sudden once again. Warbeast gets caught. He goes down. Yeah, I think Evo Corporation, there's a couple of signs here of they know that this might be over here soon.
Yeah, they also let the top range track fall and chase instead, so yeah, I mean, they have a Thunderclaw soon on Master of Arms, which is definitely going to help counter push.
Yeah, true.
But then again, I only see investments on Pyro here on the Hellborne team, and yeah, that's very questionable to me as well. I mean, especially against that kind of team, against a Belfagor, very crucial, Magnus.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's like they got a lot of gold. I mean, it's only 500 gold, but it's still that much gold, and you have most players with no buybacks. I mean, they're spending their gold obviously in so many other places, so it's just, yeah, the game itself is unfortunately not giving them opportunities here.
Mm-hmm.
And now Magnus, yep, he's going to catch Master. Don't think they're going to follow, though. Or maybe. Oh, there we go. Engineer's able to get in there. There's the pull, and down goes Master. He doesn't have a buyback because he's out of money, actually. And Balfagor, he has a token now even, so curious about that, to be honest. But Warbeast in the background is trying to get a kill in that ulti form. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen, though. And now he's going to end up falling on top of it. So he doesn't have a buyback either. And I think Panties Boys is very likely going to, again, split the series here against Evo Corporation. Jeez, talk about a huge victory for them to come out. Again, I'm sure they're satisfied, very satisfied with the split against what was a team that was undefeated up until this point.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing, and yeah, just pretty well executed overall. And yeah, I mean, if this isn't a game, then I don't know anymore.
What would be your response to people that say, oh, they're winning with cheese, or they're winning with this all-in strat? Like, how fair is that? Oh, wow, what a finish for Billy with a hat trick, and that's a fun fight to finish it on. But yeah, I mean, what's your response to people that like to suggest that? Like, oh, they cheesed it, that's why they won.
Well, it's a pretty risky tactic. I mean, either you execute it well or you're going to lose. And I don't think that has anything to do with cheese or whatever. I just feel like they knew what they were doing, and they executed it well, and that's why they won. I mean, it's kind of... I mean, they kind of knew when Evil Corporation picked up Warbeast that this tactic is going to work, because they're not going to be able to defend their bottom towers, at least. Mm-hmm. And that's giving them such a huge lead so they can snowball, and I think that's exactly what happened. So, yeah, very heads-up draft by Slept.
Yeah. No, that was it's again, knowing that maybe they are outclassed against such a quality team. It's been around for so long that Might as well try something a little very risky, as you were suggesting, and definitely worked out there for them. So fun to watch, though. A lot of fun to watch, and excited that we got to see that one as, again, they finish off in a split right there. Now, we do have another series going on here. I'm checking, too. Complexity did win the first game against Reason Gaming, the other series going on currently. They are in Game 2. Now, I know you have a match coming up, so it's up to you if you want to hop in this next one with me. Or if you want to prepare.
I have time until our game starts.
Cool. Well, let me get you access real quickly here. Give me a second, then we can hop into this other match. So, just give me a second, guys. I have a couple things I'll need to do to get into this one. Clean up in the graphics. All right, there you go. You should have access, so if you relog, you should be able to join off of one of those players in the game of Complexity versus Reason here. Let's double check the sides. All right, it's going to be Complexity Legion. Complexity Gaming, and they're up 1-0, I said, so, okay. Reason Game. This is the new Reason Gaming team, so from the old to the new team. Here we are on this series now. All right. So, boom, there we go. Okay, so, looking at the lineups that we got here. Jumping into this one now. Formless running the Magebane, so Magebane's definitely been a carry that we've been seeing a bit of lately here on the competitive scene in Cycle number 3. Seems like the buffs to him and just maybe the game in general right now seems pretty favorable for this hero, so he's picked up here. Electrician, definitely a noticeable pickup, though, from Complexity, but you look on the other side and there's a Hellbringer, so it's pretty good against that Malphus, as it will instantly kill it here. So, also pretty good against Clanks, you could say. Will purge off the Hawk ability if he happens to catch him. So, a couple of things there. Are you in yet, by the way?
I think I need to restart my game. Then it should work.
Yeah. But yeah, so some interesting kind of counterplay coming out here. Again, you got Clanks on the side of Reason Gaming, though. Marcus Moy playing it here as the carry. But they really have a pretty good draft, I think, does Complexity against a Clanks. I know he's a difficult carry in general, of course, to play against, but Electrician and Parasite's pretty good against him. Deadwood, you could argue, is pretty good. You know, the catch and the upfront burst that he brings. So they really made a point to address the Clanks here, which I think is pretty good. And again, kind of the double whammy, too, with the Electrician. Not only good for the Clanks of purging that off as, oh my god, Tempest. Oh, that's unfortunate. He actually used his Elemental Void at the bottom lane right here. He tried to catch Magebane, and he comes up short. Wait, who typed out that stat? Oh, somebody's in this game that's trolling. That's hilarious. Anyway, so good attempt right there, but coming up short. Oh, bottom lane looking for a response. No, he's going to be fine. Okay, gets away there. And now Magebane just finishes his Rune Cleaver as well. They will catch Parasite, though, and Parasite is going to eventually go down. So at least they get something out of it in the end, as they're able to chase to him. Good job with the Demon Strike? Demon Strike. There we go. I don't know why I always forget that name. Demon Strike coming out for Hellbringer. I kind of wonder, though, you know, this kind of actually makes me think a little bit how seeing this Electrician pick up and for how much we do see Clanks as a carry and even still, again, being able to purge off that Hawk ability seems like it would be a pretty beneficial ability. Do you think Electrician maybe is undervalued, like underestimated with what he brings to the table in that purge, or do you see why we don't see it?
I mean, it is a good counter, but honestly, after the nerf, it's 2 hits until he's going to be down from the Hawk. Yeah. So I don't think it's that necessary, to be honest. And I don't seem to be able to connect, actually.
Oh, really? You having trouble connecting? Are you trying to connect off of one of the players, or?
Yeah.
What are we doing here? So are you just right-clicking them and going to staff spectate?
No, that doesn't work at all, but...
You should have a logo in your top left, the Frostburn icon. So you do see that if you type in one of their names.
That's what I'm trying.
Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Let me actually... No, it's not a full server or anything like that, so... Huh. It should work. Maybe you try it... Do you have another account by chance?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, type another account that you have, and I'll give it to that one and see about... having that work. Gotta get you in here. Clanks, uh-oh. Clanks is gonna die. Deadwood's got a portal key, and that'll do it. So, ends up catching him. Well played. Okay. Let me go and give that account here. Apologize, guys. Trying to get the co-caster in. Pretty important. Okay, if you restart now on that, or if you log into that one, you should have the access, so if you want to try again. Oh, Mage Bane gonna get caught. No, the chain reaction's just missing.
Okay,
Right
now
here.
I'm somehow... Okay, I don't know what's happening.
What's up?
Wait. Okay. I'm completely bugging out right now, I think.
The game's dying.
I just joined the game, but it... without doing anything, but yeah.
So are you actually in?
No.
Oh.
It went static.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening.
Did you plug in your computer? Did you make sure the cable's plugged in. That's important. No. Yeah, I don't know what to say then if that's happening. Let me say a restart here, but I'll keep commentating on the game for now and see if you can get that to work here. But honestly, it looks like Complexity's starting to get a lot of momentum now, as they just won another huge fight here. Oh, there's a little bit of lag spike. I think. Are you trying to connect right there?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We need to make sure here. I mean, that was my fault. I should make sure to have them pause if we're going to be doing this, because it looks like it is causing a little bit of hiccups in the server. So hopefully this time it actually does connect them for you. But yeah, I know all of a sudden they're up 7,000 gold, 7,500 experience here. You got Mage Bane. He has the Rune Cleaver, the Firebrand now. He's able to fight pretty well with the team. And again, it just for how well they drafted against this Clanks, against the Hellbringer, having the instant kill on a Malphus. I don't know if they're able to really do a whole lot right now to deal with that, really. I mean, Tempest, he's got the portal key. Clanks does have the Thunderclaw. It looks like he's trying to finish a Nullstone here on top of the Thunderclaw. Maybe, you know, against Electrician, Deadwood, Paris. I mean, there are so many single-target abilities, so probably is going to prove to be a pretty good pickup in the end here for Clanks, but at the same time, it is a little bit different. Usually we'd see more of the Firebrand and Geometer's Bane and whatnot coming out here. So changing that up. Staff of the Master being worked on by Electrician, by the way. All right, so even more of a tool to help against with the Purging. By the way, Deadwood at the top lane, he kills Clanks. He gets caught with the Elemental Void in the Emblem Tempest, and they end up killing him, but it doesn't really matter. He got Clanks right before Aluna's Power Throw actually comes in to help secure the kill onto Clanks in the end. That was well played right there. And even despite a quick Tempest reaction with the Elemental Void, it just did not matter. So Clanks is now 0-3-1 right here. Still managing over 400 gold per minute. But unfortunately is coming up a little short here. So still having troubles? Squirrely, or?
Yeah, I'm still trying.
Okay. That is really strange.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what it actually is.
Oh, yeah, it's okay. It happens. It happens. You can't, like, mentor me. You can't, like, join off of me. I don't think you can do that. No, it's tournament rules, so I'm going to be able to do that.
No, it doesn't seem to actually work.
Interesting. All right, well, you can
I crashed.
You can watch the stream. You can do the 6-minute delay cast. There
Yeah.
you go. It's up to you. I understand if you'd rather just bail and warm up for your match or whatever. I mean, I could do the solo thing for now too. It's whatever works. But if you want to stick around, I can ask you questions and then. You can just
I think it makes little
way.
sense to actually stick around, but
up to you.
no, sure. I'll stick around. No problem.
Okay. Good. Yeah, you still got a little bit here before that matchup, but to give you an idea, at least, it's 11,000 gold lead and a 10,000 experience lead right now for Complexity. We're 19.5 minutes in here, so to say the least, it's definitely in their favor quite a bit. And they got a Mage Bane that's also 630 gold per minute now, coming out, so that's pretty big deal too. He went the Rune Cleaver. He's going Geometer's Bane next. Always a pretty solid choice there. But yeah, Electrician's Staff of the Master. It's definitely a fun ability here. It's interesting to me, you know, in this game here, the things that it needs to purge are more of a single target thing. Like we're talking about the Hawk of Clanks, you got the Hellbringer Malphus. So it's almost like not as necessary, but it's still good to have, you know, for that slow effect, I guess, more than just simply the purge from Electrician. So, do you think Staff of the Master is actually a good pickup on Electrician here?
Yeah, the Electrician kind of needs those stats. He needs mana and HP, and Staff is like exactly that kind of item that you want to get for those stats. Yeah. And it's also very good to chase down people or make a chase, boosting up your team or slowing down the enemy. So Staff, definitely very core item even on Electrician.
All right, Acid here with that Ring of Sorcery currently. So yeah, another 1,200 gold saved up. Fuzzy Sloth playing it. Yeah, he's 460 gold per minute right here, so he's actually managed to have a very good Electrician game too. Yeah, double checking the time. It's only 21 minutes in, so I would have figured we were actually a little bit longer along here, but and it's still a pretty early game, but don't let that fool you with the carries and the way they're farming here. So Clanks again. He's still trying to finish it in Nullstone here. I know you're not in the game, but we have a Deadwood, an Electrician, a Parasite. Would you think Nullstone is actually a good pickup following a Thunderclaw on Clanks?
As a secondary item?
Yeah.
No. I mean, as you said, they have so many people or heroes that can just disable the Nullstone with simple spells. They don't need to use a lot, so it's definitely not the right item to go for. A Geos would do him much better. Could just disjoin everything.
Yeah.
And smart use would definitely benefit him more.
I do feel like sometimes players get caught up in that idea of the Nullstone. It's like, oh, but that single target it's going to be good against. But yeah, one, there's other just minor ones that they can just remove it with. And sure, they have to do it still in the end. I'm not saying coordination's very, very easy to accomplish, but at this level you would almost expect it, of course. And then to those, yeah, you're right. With the Geometer's Bane, like I'm sure players don't forget how good it actually is, but it really does do a lot in terms of removing so much. And, you know, obviously it also enhances your farm, I would argue, better on agility heroes, at least. And in this case, Clank. So, yeah, going the Nullstone, though, which he actually just finished here.
I believe he's playing against the Mage Bane as well, you said?
Yes.
So, yeah, it also gives him, like, the Geo would give him more mobility to deal with him.
Yeah.
More rather than the Nullstone actually does.
More reasons. Well, Marcus Moy, we'll stop picking on you. We'll see how it works here with that Nullstone. You got the Portakon Tempest. I've already seen that come into play a couple times. He's managed to land an Element to Void this last time around. Unfortunately, again, it just even still wasn't enough to save his teammate in Clanks. And they're pushing the secondary top tower, but meanwhile, their base tower is being pressured. Magnus, he's coming in with the Eruption. He's going to catch. Oh, Mage Bane again, though, blinks away just before he gets caught. So they do take out Deadwood. But they used a lot right there, especially with reacting to it, and they only got the Deadwood in the end. And now you got Mage Bane. No, he's going to actually teleport away. Not going to risk sticking around longer here. Jeez, we are getting... Yeah, there's a lot of choppy. Are you trying to, like, connect by chance?
No.
Okay, so that's not you, yeah. I don't think it was.
That's actually not me.
Yeah, I don't know what the issue is here. Apparently we got... it might just be simply the server, yeah. Oh, well. Anywho. I was going to say, oh, yeah, Portakon Electrician now, by the way, so another tool to his arsenal. As the Portakon with that staff and the Ring of Sorcery here. Seems like he's definitely come a long way. Able to deal with that Malphus too. And again, I've always been a fan of, like, when we talk about, like, getting Nullfire Blades against the Hellbringer, because how good it is to just instantly kills that Malphus. It's, I mean, you still get that 1 second superior stun and the huge radius, and it still is a great tool for obviously setting up fights. So I think that prevents it from being an absolute counter, but being able to kill Malphus is a pretty big deal, because he actually can do a lot of damage if you don't deal with it in the midst of a fight. So. Have that.
Yeah, it's pretty strong. I mean, after the change, Malphus got really kind of the core ability of Hellbringer, And actually, being able to purge it nerfs a lot of damage and potential of Hellbringer.
Yeah.
Sure, the 1 second stun, it's very nice to have. It's a nice counter initiation or initiation tool, but yeah, removing the Malphus immediately is so huge.
And they definitely got a strong way to do that again with the electrician. It's what, a 6-second cooldown? Oh, 4 seconds, even better than what I thought it was. That's really a 4-second cooldown? Wow. Wait, how long does it last? It doesn't actually say how long it lasts on people. 5 seconds. Oh, 5 seconds. So it's it's really a less cooldown than it is on the duration. Really? I was not aware of that.
But it's tapering. It's tapering off, so...
That's true. Okay. That's a good point. So it's not going to be very strong at the end of it, but you could essentially keep it on somebody, though, and, you know, not chain massive slow, but they'll be slowed pretty heavily, so... Yeah.
Yeah, but it's definitely kind of a balanced tool to it, so you can't really, you know, keep it up on yourself and always be on haste speed.
That makes sense, yeah. Kongor, he's being attempted right here. Magebane leading the way with that. Oh, Torture gets caught in the meantime. So, quick kill on him. Deadwood, the reason for that. Meanwhile, Magnus, his Parasite up here who was checking things out. He has it going down. Here comes Magebane caught in the Elemental Void, though. It is going to be eventually stopped over, and down goes Archtiger. Malphus comes down and immediately purges the Mana Rift. 1,100 damage on Hellbringer. Takes him out. Magebane, though, he gets caught on the clip by Clanks, and down goes Magebane. What a find there. Magnus to stun him, and the positioning of Clanks was perfect. Magebane, though, he buys back, and Clanks is inevitably going to be chased down, and now Magnus, he's still sitting in the steam bath. He's going to have to try to make a move here shortly. He does have power supply charges. Here comes a power throw, and Love will eventually get credit for the kill right there. So, it was actually pretty well planned to take out Magebane, but it didn't matter in the long run. He buys back, comes through, and now we're going to see a token here on the Magebane, in fact. So, big fight once again for Complexity, and their lead is getting to a pretty out-of-control point here at this time. Tempest, by the way, went Alkbone, so there's your typical, we want to deal with Parasite pickup. Get it on Tempest.
Tempest is kind of the thing, though. I mean, he already has to kind of, you know, remove the puzzle boxing with his elementals.
Yeah.
So it's really questionable. Like, it's not an easy decision to make on a Tempest, if it's worth it or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. You look at candidate, I mean, got Magnus, he's usually one that we may see it on, too, so yeah, they definitely could have put it on him. He went the Void Talisman here, though. Deal with the Magebane, I guess, or Deadwood, even. But not good against Electrician, however, so it's kind of a give-and-take pickup here with that Void Talisman. As they're roaming around, not going to find Magebane, though. He blinks away yet again. Magebane probably is just one of the more dominant late-game carries, just simply because he's so hard to catch. I mean, he's constantly on the move with the flash, the blinking. Yeah, I mean, what is your take on this, actually? I brought this up the other day, too. And we've seen a lot of Magebane this cycle all of a sudden. I know we got some buffs, but I also feel a lot of it was like, it kind of reminded people that Magebane was always kind of a good hero. And it's like, oh, he even got buffs now. Yeah, that's right. Let's play him some more. What do you think of Magebane? Do you understand why he's like being played all of a sudden now?
Yeah, I think many people try to make him work in the past. Like, I think it was Moonbender with Complexity that is standing out to me still, where they really tried to make it work. And I think Dawn did it in the past as well. But it doesn't really come through 100%. His abilities are kind of based around just being a counter hero, and if you don't really manage to play him as a counter hero, then it's kind of a wasted pig. I feel like any other hero could just do more or benefit more.
Huh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, those Mana Rifts, though, they're fun to watch, though. We saw in the last fight, in fact, he got an 1,100 damage Mana Rift on Hellbringer to snipe him out. Now, to be fair, he was probably dead anyways. So, you know, it's really only great if you get it with teammates around and get some wombo combo potential. But Still, it's fun to see those big numbers popping up there.
Yeah, the radius increase was very huge as well.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you needed. I don't think the numbers were too significant, but you can feel it in game a lot.
Yeah, it was. What was it?
Yeah.
It was like 325 to 375, I think. Yeah. So 50 increase.
Yeah. And for such a strong spell, that is quite a huge number.
Yeah. Icon of the Goddess on Electrician, so continues to just work with more and more Farnus Fuzzy Sloth. Meanwhile, they catch Hellborne in the middle. He dies before he can get off Malphas. Tempest landed a pretty solid ultimate, but at that time it just didn't matter. He goes down. Mana Rift to finish off flanks. And I actually think Reason's going to realize here that this is going to be game over. Yep, hat trick for Formless. And GG, well played. There we go. Game number 2 and the series. We'll go to Complexity here in this one. So jumping into the other series here, and that's how it finishes the other side. So Complexity takes care of business and defeats Reason Gaming 2-0. So congratulations to them, especially with Evil Corporation tying their series against Panties Boys. That'll be some nice boost here for Complexity. All right, well, that means, though, that we are going to be done with our first set of matches here for today. So I'm going to be on a little bit of a break as about 15 minutes or so before the next set is supposed to be starting.